Alright, we win it again. Get to go first. Pretty happy about that. Man, our draw's been pretty decent. This is not an insane hand, but I like it. It's good enough. I haven't had to mulligan a lot, which is feeling good. If you've been watching the stream over the last week, I've been having a lot of mana issues, so... I mean, these hands aren't crazy or anything, but they're just all solid, and I like that. We haven't had to mulligan hardly at all. We're running pretty hot. Got to take that into account a little bit when we look at how good this deck is or not. We can get a 3, 4, 5 with a cartouche somewhere in there if we need it. I love our opponent's name. Good old Mana Flood. Ew. That's pretty good. I think I just need to kill that next turn. I can do it profitably with the Cartouche's Strength. It's not the best thing. I mean, I wish that we didn't have to do it this way. But make it into a 4-5, 4-3, and then into a 5-4, so we can fight and not lose it. It's still a 2-for-1 for us. It's fine. It just sucks that it's got a -1/-1 counter on it, so it's hardly the beater that I want. Ew. Alright. We 2-for-1 them, they 2-for-1 us. This is a good game so far. Ooh, sweet. We're gonna lead with Colospeed first. Hopefully they don't have another trial. Okay, good. Smash. I think I still just play Aven Initiate. Hold up the wins. If they have a cartouche now, we can bounce this in response. Yeah, we'll just take 3. It's a good one. Alright. Wins one of them, at least. I think that's fine. Oh, we hit a Cartouche of Strength. And a Plains. That's kind of rough. And we hit 2 lands off of our opponent's deck that we'd like them to draw. I mean, we can't really look at that. We just gotta consider that they're random cards, but it's still a little bit unlucky. It just sucks to see it. That was good, though. It's too bad we can no longer spring for the planes that we need, though. Hold back Colosopy, attack the Aven. And hope they don't have a good removal spell for it. If they can kill the Colosopede here, that's a problem. Alright. Take 7. Ugh. And they get to play the return. Yep. We need to be very defensive now. We can still easily win this game. We're in great shape if we just sit back, I think. But we just need to pause for a moment. Land is unfortunate. But we do have the, wait, where did... Oh, they never... Right. They never had our Spring to Mind. Duh, I don't have the Mind now. Oh, that was... Right, I forgot about that. I mean, I still think that maybe I shouldn't have sprung. Jeez, that's so good. Okay, so we actually just die. We're dead on board. That was a sick top deck. Okay. That's nice. So they showed us an extra card. They didn't need to. So now I can play around that. It's a way to try and rub it in and just be rude, but it's actually just a really bad idea too, because you give your opponent information for no reason. Got the still had all these. I got some cool cartouche trial synergies. I don't think I have better changes to make. I'm just going to send it back. Vizier Tumbling Sands actually blocks pretty well. I don't think that I need the Ancient Crab over it like I did the other time. This is good. I like this. Not crazy or anything, but a solid enough hand. If we can get like a Hooded Brawler, then it gets really nice. Got the island for the Vizier. So yeah, this is quite nice. Naga Vitalist is annoying, but we hit the Hooded Brawler. So we can be pretty aggressive at the start of this game. And we've got protection from a trial. Soul Stinger. I think I just attack with the Hooded Brawler. Sure. They block, put the counters on the top crop. I kind of don't care. I can just embalm it back. And it's not that big of a deal. So I can trial, or I can gift, or I can embalm. The way this turn is going, I think trial's the best call. We're not under any pressure right now. Brawler, sure. That's a lot of cartouches. We have 6 mana because of the Gift of Paradise. I think we just gift in Bitterblade. It doesn't even really matter the order that we do it in. I suppose I could have bluffed that we had a... Yeah, I should have done that differently. I should have used the Gift of Paradise to tap so that we had a green mana open. We could have bluffed a Shed Weakness. I don't think it would change anything here, but still not the worst idea. We're forcing them to exert this, which is pretty good. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we get another land, then we can go Vizier into Cartouche. It doesn't do that much for us unless they play something big. If they play like a Colossopede, that'd almost be good. Because then we can Vizier their Colossopede, Cartouche it, get back Trial, and be in amazing shape. They're really stuck on lands. Which is pretty good. No exert. Yeah, I'll block. I feel like they're trying to make sure that we don't have creatures and they have a trial, which is a little awkward. Horror of the Broken Lands. Please let us draw. Yes, okay. I mean, yeah, they might get us here, quote-unquote, by being able to trial and kill our Vizier of Many Faces, but we get to embalm it, and we get a Trial of Knowledge back. That's really not that bad for us. Plus, we're killing the Horror. I mean, even if they have it, and we have no idea if they actually do, I think that we're in pretty great shape because of it. Boom. We've got a bunch of lands up on them. they're 3 cards up on us, but we have a trial. Like, this seems like an awesome spot to be in. If they spend the turn using a Trial of Ambition to kill this Vizier, then they're not playing that much else. Never. Okay. They can't return, though. Problem with that is that, what are we copying with the Vizier, then? Because I really don't want to get it returned. Ugh. It just doesn't feel great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And copy a Naga Vitalist? That seems awful. I could just let them do it. I don't really want to, but I don't know that there's a better option. I think we'll draw first and see. Discard that. Let's get the Aven Initiate down. If they don't use the return next turn, then they have the Vizier of Many Faces to deal with, so they probably are priced into doing it, which is a good spot for us to be in, because then we can use the Cartouche's Strength and kill the 2/2. And get the Aven Initiated a 4/3 flyer. Rebuy Trial of Knowledge again. Oh, here's the Trial of Ambition. No? 3. This is Cartouche? That would be annoying, actually. A Wander in Death. Ah, what was that they had in their graveyard? Soul Stinger and Hooded Brawler. Okay, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, Colossopede, Luxa. Yeah, doesn't seem useful to Cartouche away anything yet. I mean, awesome to just get Trial of Strength back, but ultimately unnecessary. We've drawn so many extra cards off of this. Even though the board's not that heavily in our favor right now, I just feel like we're doing amazing. Oh man, even more cards? I feel like Cartouche on this, kill the Hooded Brawler, just have a big blocker, attack the Aven Initiate. We can use the Shrine and replay Trial of Knowledge. Or we can just embalm the Talkrop, either way. Replay Trial. Don't think we need the farmland. We're 8 cards deeper in our deck than our opponent. That's just so good. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in play, not including our lands, to their 3. And we're only down a card in hand. Well, now we're actually even because they played a land. Like, that's just disgusting. If we lose this game, they'd have had to have something amazing, or we'd have had to mess up really badly. Remove the counter from Luxa. No! They blew it up. Ooh, sweet. I kind of want to win with that. I feel like this is unnecessary, but I still want to do it. It was probably better to just play Greater Sandworm, but... I mean, how sweet is that? We're at 30 life. They're not going to be able to kill us yet. And we're gaining more with this Luxa. And we're a lot closer to it than they realize because of the new perspectives. Sure, I can take 2. I mean, it's really only 1 damage thanks to Luxa. They're just trying to kill this Aven Initiate. Baleful Amit. We have them on a really tight clock because of the approach. Like, not only are we crushing them with this slowly, but they have to also deal with that. Like, they have to kill us in time. They can't just prevent themselves from dying. They have to kill us. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it would be Sandworm plus Winds we could have up. Or just use Luxa. I'm going to play the Sandworm, though. It feels like there's no reason not to make sure we have some blockers here. Yep. This is a flea. It was a 30-turn clock. Thanks to Luxa, we don't care about it at all. Could return that, but we should have the mana for it next turn anyways. On a new perspective. Okay, we don't want to play Spring to Mine because that actually will shuffle away the approach to the second sun. What's funny here is that we probably win before we can even approach. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, I bounced the Baleful Almond. Like, they can attack all out just to... Or not quite all out, but they can attack with the Baleful Almond to try and gain life so that we can't kill them with the Aven Initiate. But then I just Winds of Rebuke it so they don't actually gain life. Man. We have been rocking it with this deck. This deck feels so good. So we've seen a little more late game from them. There's kind of black-green mid-range stuff. I might want an Essence Scatter. They did show the Greater Sandworm. I do really like the Winds of Rebuke because of the Cartouche trial synergy they have. That's a really good way to stop some of that. Winds has been very good for us in this draft. Just want to point that out. Against our last opponent with the Consuming Fervor and the Cartouche of Ambition, and now against this opponent that has multiple Cartouches and a Trial of Ambition that they're trying to go off with. Yeah, I'm just going to send it back. I like the way the deck is. Opponent is making some changes. I maybe want to change like new perspectives for an Essence Scatter. That's certainly a possibility. But I think that they're a slow enough deck that us just going over the top of them feels pretty good. This hand's interesting. Approach is essentially a dead card. We can cycle the Greater Sandworm to try and hit lands. And we have Hooded Brawler plus Cartouche. I think that this is a keep. It's a bit sketchy, but I don't think that it's a throwaway hand, especially considering we're on the draw. If we weren't on the draw, then it's a little different, but the odds of us drawing a land, which we just did, are high enough, and the hand's good enough if we do. I think it makes sense, especially with the Greater Sandworm cycle. Initiate's Companion's pretty aggressive, which is scary. Once again, we just want to try and go late game. Oh, this suggests to me playing that pre-combat. that they have another 2-drop. If they do... Okay, thank God. Like, if they have another 2-drop, we're in a ton of trouble. Can use the stop drawing lands. Even Initiate was a good one. I'll snap trade, I think. Well, or will I, actually? Because the Cartouche next turn will kill the Bitter Blade. I think I take it. Go to 12. I'm not going to have a good time to land this Cartouche. Quarry Hauler. Yep. Vizier of Many Faces the Quarry Hauler. That might have been the better choice here, so I might have wanted to trade. If we Cartouche, I can kill the Bitter Blade, try and trade with the Hauler. I do leave myself open to a Trial of Ambition, though. I'm gonna Vizier, actually. Copy the Hauler. It forces them to exert the Bitter Blade to get in. They had a really aggressive start here, though. I kind of wish I'd traded the Brawler. I think I made a mistake there. Just took a little extra damage I didn't necessarily need to. If I block the Companion, I think we might be in a better position. This is a tough one, though. 2 into 2 into 4 is good aggression. That's what this format's all about, right? Claw Speed. We can copy that with our Vizier, and then we can Cartouche of Strength it. And of course, the awkward part of that is that we have to do that over multiple turns. If they have the Trial of Ambition here, then we just die like that. Man. Yeah, this hand was insane for our opponent. They had a really good one. We're stuck chumping the Colossipede. So what's the best way to do this? And cycle the Shimmer Scale. I feel like we play Shimmer Scale, use it to chump the Colossipede. And then we can land Hooded Brawler and Daven Initiate. Try and stay alive for the turn after that. Or just go like Brawler Cartouche or something. Brawler Cartouche, kill the Bitter Blade could work. And block that. Hope to get something big enough to block it afterwards. Alright. Very, very low outs. Dead on board. They just exert that and we die. Close though. We had a really good match there. That was a close one. They had a very, very sick start. It's a nice one. Good deck. Good deck. I think that our deck was better than I wanted it to be. I might have wanted to mulligan this hand away. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't have known they would go this fast. They hadn't been this fast before. They had a really good draw. I mean, they had Trial of Ambition before, but I don't think they were putting as much pressure on us with it last time. I wonder if they had multiple trials. They might have. Their deck seemed to be using it pretty well. Our Game 2 win was fantastic, though. Constantly rebuying Trial of Knowledge was a lot of fun. We drew so many cards. It's exactly how I want this format to play out. And it looks, I mean, maybe I like this format a little bit more again, because I didn't think this deck would do this well, and it made it to the finals. We had a close finals. They had a really, really good hand, or we might have taken game 3 from them. And it was, like I said, it was tight. Like, these were all tight games. This game, not as much, but it wasn't that far off of us stabilizing. If they didn't have the Trial of Ambition there, like, we just block Colossipede, they have this, and we can probably stabilize on what's in our hand. We had a lot more cards in hand than they did. I mean, I drew a bunch extra now, but we had these, so... I don't know. I feel like we had a reasonable chance of winning that game if they had a little bit less gas, like just a tiny bit, or we had a tiny bit more. So, could have swung around really quickly. I thought that this was a really fun match. I am going to be gone next week. I'm going to try and have a full force up, but I'm going to actually be in GP Vegas to shift topics a little bit away from this deck. And so I'm going to be in there from Wednesday all the way till Monday. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time in GP Vegas. I will try and get a full force episode out in the meantime. So definitely stick around. Check out New Mod Gaming for our next article and full force episode. But I'm also hosting a panel in GP Vegas. So you can learn a little bit about streaming and why you should stream and how to stream at a panel that I have at 8 o'clock p.m. In GP Vegas on Thursday. So Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. If you're going to GP Vegas, I'd love to see you. Come say hi. I'm also going to be in the Channel Fireball VIP party, of course. I love to meet a bunch of fans there. I'm going to be doing some spell slinging as well, some bounty hunter events, all with Channel Fireball. So if you want to try and hit me up, follow me on Twitter at IlyonMTG. I'll be giving lots of updates. I'll buy a lot of extra data for GP Vegas just so I can talk with everybody. I'd love to meet as many of you as possible. Don't be afraid to come up to me, and I'd love to say hi to everybody. Other than that, I will see you guys next week. This was a sweet game. I love this deck. This was a lot of fun.